relevant, reliable, and researched. This is Experts on Call, the show focused on delivering leading-edge news and information on today's most beneficial products and services. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.
Give me the strength I need to make it through. There's a void I feel, please fill it with you. And all of my people feel the same way too. We're gonna work together, make it through. Together we'll make it through.
Welcome back to Recovery Radio here on AM 650, the program. We're talking about hope more than anything else, and a little education in the process. Hope that those who are addicted to drugs and alcohol can and do recover. Delighted to have Lorinda Strang with us. Lorinda is the executive director of the Orchard Recovery Center on Bowen Island. That piece of music we just listened to, nicely done, was a song written and performed by a person who is a graduate, for lack of a better word, of the Orchard Recovery Center.
Yes, it's one of our alumni, and he actually just recently sent that in to us. But more importantly, he wrote that song while he was at the Orchard.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's not uncommon for us. We have had lots of talented musicians through the Orchard, and we have a guitar there that people can pick up and play. They're allowed to bring in their guitar if they'd like to. And we have music therapy as well in the afternoon in our 6-week cycle.
Okay.
And in this case, our alumni wrote the song while he was there, and one of their assignments is a creative project, and this person did that song for his creative project at the Orchard. So he would have sat with the group and played that song that he wrote while he was in treatment.
Okay. And the creative project has to be something centered around how you came to get there and what you hope to achieve while you're at the Orchard Recovery Center?
Yes. Well, one of the reasons we do a creative project is because some of the written assignments are one of the assignments that people do are writing out their last 90 days.
Oh, okay.
And what that assignment does is it breaks down people's denial. And when you read out and you write down what it was like, and it bonds everybody with each other in the group. So everybody learns differently and has different creative talents.
Sure.
And so one of the things that's an option for people to do is a creative project, and it can be an art project or it can be music. Some people are musicians and they'll sing a song, or they'll do poetry and they'll read a poem, or they will just have a song that meant something to them.
Right.
And they will describe what that song meant. So we just do different things in the afternoon it's a long emotional day. So things like this, where when somebody writes a song and produces it, that's one of the great things about my job. I'm always like, if somebody's going to play their song or sing or do anything like that, come and grab me out of my office and bring me out there. I want to see this.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's amazing. We've had amazing times, and it's great for everybody in the center.
Talk to us a little bit, Lorinda, about people who come to the Orchard Recovery Center. You've already described them as basically being one of two groups. One, the individual recognizes he or she has a problem in their lives, and they call you up and go, look, I need some help here. I'm really messed up. So that's a self-motivated individual.
That's the dream phone call.
That's right, who comes by of their own volition.
Yes.
The other, more likely type, is someone who has been encouraged, and I'm putting that one in quotes, by the family to please go down there, talk to these people. Let's go down together. We'll take a tour. We'll look around. You have a problem. Some of those people will show up because the family has encouraged them to do so. And they'll cooperate, and they were actually kind of look forward to some relief. Other people will be dragged kicking and screaming by their family, determined and defiant to the very end that they do not have a problem. And what is yours? Why am I here now anyway? What is this? How do you deal with that personality?
So for that client that is still in denial.
Rather extreme denial by the sounds of things, yes.
We can't have somebody come into the treatment center that you have to willingly admit yourself to the treatment center.
Right.
So we can't as much as some parents would like us to, you can't keep somebody against their will. So everybody can leave if they choose to leave.
Right.
So there has to be...
Because you see that in the newspapers. It was so-and-so, the Hollywood star, signed herself out of a rehab center. And you go, I didn't think they could do that. I thought you went in for a specific time and you either failed or passed, and then when it was over, you left. I didn't realize that you could walk away any time.
You can walk away at any time from any treatment center.
Didn't
the
know
only
that.
place you can't walk away from is jail.
True.
You know, or if you are committed to the psych ward possibly. But so there's a level of commitment, or they wouldn't still be there. They would leave with their family. They wouldn't stay. Though we'll get
some of them would stay, though, just to shut the family up, because they're becoming really obnoxious about this. Even though I don't have a problem, everyone else says I do. So, all right, just to shut them up, I'll submit to your therapies.
Or I'm going to come in and I'm going to prove that I'm not an alcoholic or an addict.
Right, okay.
So they may come in, they may be resistant, they may be defiant, and that's where I believe at the Orchard we do an outstanding job of getting that person to a place of acceptance or surrender, a willingness. So, you know, there'll be days sometimes where it's hands-on for 3 or 4 staff members to sit with that person and listen, first of all, to them, empathize with them, meet them where they're at, and get them talking and exploring, why do their family members think you need to be here?
Right.
Why don't you just try it for a few days and see what it's like? Some people will, at the core, for some people, when they have that urge to leave, is they might not even realize it themselves, but they actually just want to go use. They want to go have a drink. They want to go use.
Okay.
So we will sit the person down at maybe it's 12:30 and there's no ferry till 3. So it's like, why don't, you know, there's no ferry, you're here.
You're on an island, you can't get off for a couple of hours.
You know, there's no ferry. Why don't you sit down, have lunch, we'll introduce them to some other clients that might have a similar story to them.
Right.
Sometimes the other clients are more successful at bringing them around than even the staff can be. There's a level of trust there.
Yeah.
So
that's true, yeah.
You know, so that feeling will pass. So even with some people, it's like, just make it till tomorrow.
Do some people show up, I mean, check-in day, do people show up stoned?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess the figure, well, I'm going for the big detox here. Might as well get as blasted as possible before this will be the last one ever. And famous last words like that.
Yeah, you know, not everybody. Lots of people.
Of course.
Lots of people come in.
I
And
didn't mean it to sound like a silly question,
no,
because
but
I suspect they do.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes with a new staff member, it can be a little surprising how lightly we take it, because it's just the way it is.
Right. It's not too surprising. It's, after all, an addiction recovery
They
center.
can arrive drunk.
Sure.
They can arrive still high. So it's not unusual,
Right.
and it's more difficult to deal with, obviously.
Right.
But we have the staff and the manpower and the medical staff to deal with it, and we deal with it well. And they will wake up the next day, and they may be sick. They might take them 3 to 4 days to come back to reality.
Sure.
You know, and our job is to take care of you.
Families. Families are very, very integral to the process, to getting a lot of your clients to the Orchard Recovery Center. In addition to treating the addicted individual, Lorinda, how do you help that person's family through what has been obviously a terribly trying and sometimes quite horrific series of events, and has sometimes gone on for months, if not years? That family is just wrecked. They're just at the end of their tether, emotionally, sometimes financially. I mean, they're just wasted in the worst possible way. So in addition to getting the addicted family member into treatment, do you help the rest of the family kind of catch a few deep breaths and readjust to what to expect at the end of all of this?
Well, the family is an important part of the process for the client. The whole family becomes sick. So there's many aspects to that. We have a family program, and the families come every Saturday If you're from out of town, they often come to the extended family weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, and they can visit on Sundays. So they're part of the ongoing journey with their clients. So they see each week improvement and different issues that come up. They are allowed to talk to their family member on the phone. They are part of their process. So the family member gets help that way. And on the day when they're coming in, you can see visibly on some family members the stress that they're under.
Sure.
You know, and so when we're taking your family member, they are placing an enormous amount of trust in us. They are desperate that we are going to help their family member. So, you know, talking to them when they're on the phone, when they get there, it's like, what would I do if this was my family member?
Right.
And we are at that level with them.
So there is help. There is support for families.
Absolutely.
In addition to addicted individuals. Well, that's important to know, because it is the spillover effect from an addicted person goes on for a lot of people.
Oh, we tell the parents, whoever is leaving, it's like, you go home and you enjoy yourself, you know, go home and relax. We got it.
Right.
You've passed the torch to us. We've got it now. And they may phone home at the end of the day and be cranky, or,
right.
You know, we coach them through that whole process of riding the emotional roller coaster ride with the client while they're through treatment. We're there for the family every step of the way.
All right, that's good to know. It's a very important part of the process, and especially with a facility right in our backyard. It's the Orchard Recovery Center on Bowen Island that we're talking about. And by the way, if you know someone who needs help, or perhaps you do yourself, you can send a text message to the folks at the Orchard Recovery Center. The number is 604-312-9308, and discover everything you need to know about the Orchard Recovery Center. And if that was just too fast, you didn't get a chance to write that down, let me just send you to the website. It's orchardrecovery.com, and all of the phone numbers and the email addresses, it's all right there under Contact Us on the Orchard Recovery website, orchardrecovery.com. When we come back, we're going to talk to a person who has been through the process at the Orchard Recovery Center and, who now works there. We'll talk to Anne-Marie McCullough when we continue here on Recovery Radio on AM 650.
There's still more ahead with Experts on Call, the show focused on delivering relevant and beneficial consumer information. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.